Hello, and welcome to Handled-ish, Productivity for the Imperfect, a weekly podcast for those who want to elevate their productivity but are not looking for perfection. I'm your host, Betsy Hayes, and I am really happy you're here. This is episode 81, and we're going to talk about the one email change that will make everything better. And I'm very excited to share that with you, and I promise it is not hyperbole, it's a real thing. But before that, I kind of have a fun logistical announcement. Some of you know that this is both an audio and a video podcast. The audio version is available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, Apple, Spotify, all the things. And at the moment, up until last week, the video was available only on YouTube. Well, the video version is now also available on the KC CBS 47 Plus app that you can use on your television. So if you have Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, or a Samsung Smart TV, you can download the app, which is the KC CBS 47 Plus app. And there's a lifestyle section if you scroll, and my podcast is on there as well. So thank you to the lovely folks at KC and CBS 47 here in Central California for expanding, hopefully, the audience for this podcast. So super fun. Okay, so to the topic today, which is the one email change that will make everything better, and that is to include a pending folder in your email world. Now, I call it a folder, to be honest with you, on Gmail. I think the official term is a label. It feels like a folder because I can put stuff in it. I'm sure that Microsoft Outlook and all the other email programs have something similar, where you can take something from your inbox and move it to somewhere else where it lives happily with a folder name that you can find it, right? So, gosh, this has been probably a dozen years ago. I started using a pending folder. And here's how this works. So first of all, the reason you have a pending folder is because often on email, you have open loops, right? You have an email that you've sent to someone and you've asked them to do something or a question, or you're needing things and they haven't closed the loop by finishing that particular task. And open loops are a little bit, not amazing because you still have to sort of be thinking about them. They take up potential real estate in your brain, potential real estate on your to-do list. Sometimes they just fall through the cracks, right? Because you send the email request and you expect someone to do something. And hate to break it to you, but humans are imperfect and sometimes it doesn't happen. So in order to have nothing ever fall through the cracks again, that is related to email, we can actually use this in other areas too, which we'll talk about in a moment. But you're going to have a pending folder. So here's how it works. You write an email, you send it out, and this is an email where you are requesting something or you are opening a loop, right? That another person has to respond either with their thoughts, opinions, thing, etc., right? So you are making a request of some kind. So what you're going to do is you're going to type up the email. You're going to BCC yourself. You're going to blind copy yourself because they will think it's a little strange. If you CC yourself, that'll work too, but the BCC is just better because this is an internal thing for you. So you will write the email, you'll blind copy yourself, BCC yourself. So when you send the email, it'll pop right back up into the top of your inbox, and then you will take said email and you will move it over to the pending folder. And the only thing that goes into the pending folder are these open email loops. The reason for that is it is living in a space where you know where they are. It is not taking up real estate anywhere else in your email world. And it gives you an opportunity to keep track of said things. Now, you have to promise to, whenever it's appropriate interval for you, to look at the pending folder, because you put things in there and you forget about them, you're clearly not going to benefit from the magic of a pending folder. So I do it once a week. Might need to be more frequent for you. I go through usually it's on Fridays, and my whole reset planning, on Fridays thing, which I have mentioned on the podcast and probably will again. And so I go through all my pendings, right? And some of the loops have been closed. Great. I just take that label off of that particular email. Some of the loops are open, but it's not, time sensitive enough for me to nudge people. And sometimes I have to send folks a nudge, right? Because they haven't done what I've asked them to do. And, I need to sort of expedite things by sending a nudge. And what I love about this is I only once a week, are able to sort of live in this open loop area and nothing falls through the cracks. And the open loops do not take up real estate in my brain or on the to-do list because I know and trust that they're going to be handled via my pending folder. So please make yourself a pending folder, even if that's the only email hack you ever use. And I'm going to be sharing more of them throughout the fall. This will be a wonderful game changer for you, and I promise it'll make your life happier and more productive. So that's awesome. So this is not a way that I use my pending folder, but I did have a thought as I was putting this podcast together that you could also use the pending folder for any other open loop that's not related to email, right? Maybe it was a verbal request. So you could just send an email to yourself that said, on blah, blah, blah day, I asked Marvin to do X. And then that way, when you are reviewing your pending folder, because that's an open loop, it'll remind you maybe you need to text Marvin and blah, blah, blah if he hasn't done the thing, right? So again, open loops, pending folder, out of your brain. Your brain has much more space for other beautiful things and life gets better, right? So enjoy this new thing that you're going to be putting into your email world. All right. Well, have the best week ever, as always. And, I haven't asked this in a while, but I would absolutely love it to the moon if you could rate and review the podcast, or leave a comment on YouTube or something, right? That'll help, increase the engagement and help more people find the podcast. I would appreciate it very, very much. If you want to chat about this, which of course I'd love to hear how it works for you, at Betsy Hays, BetsyHays on all the social. And my website is Betsy A. Hays, don't forget the A.com. And you can also reach me there as well. All right, until next time, take care. And remember, you are doing way better than you think you are. Trust me.